a mugging.
The most dangerous man in this entire neighborhood is Bobby Lee.
That's definitely the truth.
I can see that.
Yeah. I'm very dangerous. Not physically, but just in my mind. I can implant things in your mind.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you so much.
Like he will burn our own house down.
Khalyla, what happened recently?
Oh, well, that wasn't really his fault. Oh my God, you guys. Have you ever thought about, like, when you worry about your own death, what are things that pop in your head? Like, will you die from a plane crash or do you die from a sickness? Like, what are things that cross your mind? Oh, Gilb.
Sorry about that. I don't know why that's on.
I want to be death by churro.
Like choking on a churro? Is that what you think about? No, be real.
No, but like working at a churro factory and then like a mishap happening and like 90,000 churros just landing on top of me and I just drowned in it.
Okay, so
Drowning by churro.
Oh, it's drowned by
Drowning,
churro. But
yeah,
when they see my body, though, I'll have a smile on my face.
Stampede by churro.
I love churro.
Okay, so what you're saying is you have Final Destination thoughts. I don't. I always like my worries are always like either medical or my biggest one is car accident, or even though like I'm a swimmer, you always never not think about drowning and stuff, right? What never occurred to me was that I could potentially have a crushing injury or a crushing death by refrigerator.
That's a real fear?
It never occurred to me, and it almost happened to me 2 nights ago.
Bro, I witnessed it. Okay, number one, I realized that I'm a coward, that I don't have really good reflexes, right? And that whatever happens to Khalyla, if she dies in front of my eyes,
reflex based.
It'll be reflex based.
Reflex based.
It'll be like she died in front of me, and they're like, "Did you
stop the bullet?"
I did nothing.
Okay, so how
yeah, go ahead, tell.
So you know how Bobby flooded the home, right?
I didn't flood the
Bobby,
fucking
AKA the cat, flooded the home, right? And so for the last 2 weeks, we've had construction workers basically rip out our floors and try to dry the floor underneath it. Mm-hmm. So they've had to, our fridge is normally bolted onto the wall. And so to get to the floor underneath the fridge, they've had to unbolt the fridge and move it to the living space. So there's just a freestanding fridge right in the middle of our living room, right? And Jules and I picked up the groceries and brought it upstairs to put it away in the fridge. And as I was putting stuff away in the fridge, I guess the fridge was on a slight tilt forward. Mm-hmm. And all the doors opened up.
Where was Bobby?
He was actually sitting in the living room, like watching this whole thing happen.
No, I was spectating it.
Tell me your version.
Okay, first of all, my version is this. Okay, I have no idea what the fuck you guys are doing.
We're putting groceries away.
I understand that, right? But I hear people lifting things and opening package, whatever, right?
Yeah.
My attention is I'm watching Picard.
The CBS show.
Yeah,
I'm watching Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Picard.
It's the episode where
with
Picard
Nella.
falls in love with
Nella.
Okay. And so I love stories.
So you're in it.
As you know, I love stories.
Yeah.
As you know, I love Picard.
You hate when Picard falls in love.
I turn away from the kissing scenes. Whenever he tries to kiss her, I just go, "What the fuck?" Right, and I turn away.
Why is that?
Because he's the captain. And you don't kiss.
When you're the captain, everyone deserves love.
I know. When you think about it, though, because they don't show this in the TV show, but if that was real, he must masturbate.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but imagine Picard, you know what I mean?
Where do you
some
think...
Earl Grey tea before bed, and then he plays his little flute.
Secures his keypad so no one can open the door.
Right, yeah. And then he probably pulls his pants down, and he goes, "Engage!" And just make it so.
Thrusters full of power.
Right.
Where do you think he splooges?
Oh, shit, probably right. It probably splooges right onto that little symbol thing.
On the badge?
Yeah, on the badge. Right, or maybe it splooges right, because they have these little things on their neck that shows them the ranking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
do they wear socks on the Enterprise?
I don't fucking know. I've never thought of that.
You're a super fan.
Do they wear? I don't know. I don't.
Would they need socks?
I make assumptions that they wear socks.
I've never looked at like Worf shoes or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying Picard is not a splooge in socks kind of guy.
No.
No, there's no way. I think that
Who does their laundry?
Yes, Bobby.
Oh,
Answer all these
that's
questions.
interesting. I never thought of that.
Is it a Korean?
There's so many things I've never thought of. I've never thought of if they wear socks,
True.
if they how do they do their laundry.
Masturbation.
Yeah, but I assume that those things happen.
They must.
I've seen them drink and eat food and whatnot. But
Because
anyway,
okay, sorry.
so I'm watching Picard fall in love on the show,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I hear, and I look to my left, and the fucking refrigerator is landing on Khalyla's head. This gigantic metal refrigerator, and she shoulder chucks it.
All
Right?
of the food and the jars, like the glass things, broke on top of my body.
At this point, are you Wonder Womaning like shoulder?
So what I did, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna give a shout out. I know people hate group workouts, but I'm gonna give a shout out to Barry's boot camp
Shout out to Barry.
because ask Bobby. It turns out I have superhuman strength, and I didn't say a word when it was happening. I basically just lifted the fridge,
Yeah,
and Juliana was frozen,
yeah.
trying to help me, but she couldn't because of the angle, and this fridge was all halfway, like already.
How much was the already at this point? Was it?
It
falling
was
over.
basically
All the
like
weight
this.
of the fucking refrigerator is on her shoulder, by the way.
It was like this.
Already that far?
Yeah, the fridge just fell like straight over.
Right.
after-
Imagine
all
a
the-
tree falling over. That's
Yeah.
what it
All
was
the
like.
glass and everything was crashing
Crashed.
on my head and everything, and I basically just had to deadlift it and push it back this way.
Okay, so that
It's scary.
okay, that happens. First of all, you're watching a love story, so you're
Thank you. I'm watching Papa Love His Love Stories,
you see that fall on.
and I see it fall. I go, what do I say?
What's the first thing? Yeah.
Baby, baby, baby.
It's what all I hear is because I have to basically do a deep squat, right, to pull the fridge off of me.
Yeah, yeah.
All I could hear for 30 seconds was babe, 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 babe.
You're like, I know.
Not
it's
30
awesome.
seconds.
And then-
I'll argue that timeline.
And I was like, can somebody fucking help me?
Not 30 seconds. I'll argue that.
You know, I
many
gotta give it up to Jules though. She tried so hard
She-
with
nothing.
her little legs.
She's a twig. She's a twig. I think she made it worse.
She made it fall more.
Yeah, yeah. Because she had her little fucking arm on the thing, and she's in complete fucking shock.
Oh my god.
So I get up, and I start pushing. You know what I mean? The door handle. Meanwhile, there's kimchi, there's mustard,
all over the floor.
old salsa, old burrito. Everything that was in the
Everything.
everything was just scattered all over the thing. The dogs are freaking out. It was a fucking mayhem. It was our own 9/11.
Your own falling tower.
Yeah, it was our own 9/11, and so we finally get it into place, and we all had just that moment of like, holy shit, Khalyla almost died by refrigerator,
By refrigerator.
and then the cops.
The cops.
What? No, if they did. It's
Oh,
like, what happened? Well, the fridge fell on her head.
really? What happened? Sir?
But I swear to God, I was watching it. You know, you like Next Generation? I would say that.
Like love stories?
you like love stories? You like love stories?
You know what he said afterwards because he didn't want to
Well,
clean
what
up
did
the
you?
mess.
What did you? Were you pissed at this point, or were you kind of just like in disbelief?
No, eventually, after about it felt like 30 seconds. He says 15 seconds. Eventually, he helps me do the final push on the fridge.
Thank you.
You got there.
So like the last 5% of my leg strength, he helped with, but he got there.
I got there.
And then, but he didn't want to help clean up the mess. So his thing was, I will not. He told me and Jules, he's like, I'm going to give you 2 weeks break of no booger attacks
Oh wow.
if you clean all of it up. And Jules and I took the deal.
Yeah,
'cause
you gotta take that.
we
deal.
hate when he like puts his
You gotta
boogers
take
on
you
us.
gotta take that
How-
deal.
I thought it was like once in a while. This is
No,
an
no,
often
you gotta take
occurrence?
the deal. You gotta.
Wait, the booger
Yeah, I
attack?
thought it was like, hey, once a week maybe.
Can I just?
Yeah, he has a whole wall of boogers and he peels.
It's not a wall of boogers. It's a napkin full of.
It's like,
boogers.
you know how people have sticker collections
Thank
and that
you.
waxy paper?
I love anything that sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a whole booklet of boogers and like a sticker collection, and then he just chooses which booger to peel out of that
I'm a disgusting child.
thing, and then he puts it on us.
So but can I just defend myself real quick? Is let's say George, let's say you and I were hiking. Never will happen. But let's suppose. And out of the sky, a fucking piano is falling. A full-blown grand piano is falling towards your head, right? my first initial reaction is gonna be able to process, right? Is that a piano? Right? I mean, because you would have to check your mind and your eyes to see if they're connected.
Yeah.
And then you have to fucking. So when the refrigerator is falling on her, that's what I'm going through. Baby, baby, baby. Like, what the fuck is this going on? I'm processing what's going on because it's never happened before. I didn't think it could ever happen. Right. So that's what that 10 seconds is.
You know, I will agree with you in the sense that while it was happening and everything was falling on my body, I thought, is this a refrigerator attacking me?
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. You have to
It
go
didn't
through that
make sense to me
process.
too. Like my instinct was just to push back, right, and to lift the freezer handle like away. But I you're right. I don't think I maybe would have moved as fast either to help you if it happened to you.
Thank you. So it was a bizarre,
Wow.
incident.
I'm just I have these like flashbacks. Oh, not. I have this fear that what if it was Jules? And she's like so much smaller than me. And she's a strong girl, but she is, you know what I mean?
You guys are physically different, though.
She weighs 90 pounds.
She would have fucking died.
She weighs 90 pounds.
She
And
would've-
imagine that phone call to the Philippines, like to her mom, like, hey.
Yeah. You know how we have a gigantic metal refrigerator? She's like, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. Incidentally, I just want to say that I'll forget it. It doesn't mean anything.
It means everything.
It means
Tell
everything.
me.
Yeah, imagine we live in a world now where you can videotape at any moment. You can the world is connected in that way. You can't really imagine trying to murder somebody. It'd be very difficult, right? But my point is that like we get videos of like Karens, right?